Hello to our Soul Shifters community over in our Facebook group. And hello to YouTube as well. We are live streaming in both locations. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be on this planet. We all are here together through spirit and energy. So, welcome. So, today I wanted to really ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the phrase, you're a spiritual being having a human experience? Do you know what that really means if you think about it? It's a cool saying and phrase. Um, but have you actually ever thought about it? And when you do, what's your takeaway? I'd love to hear in the comments below. I will be checking the comments throughout our live stream today. And then afterwards, if you do watch this on replay, put in the comments #replay. But I would love to hear what your first reaction to the saying, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that leads us into what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to go through who you are as the human being, your human self. We're going to talk about who your soul self is. We're going to talk about what a life purpose is and what a soul mission is. Are they the same, different, similar? And then we're going to go on this really cool soul guided journey to be able to feel your soul energy. So, we're going to do a lot of fun, cool things today. My name is Christy Berganzi. I am a Reiki master teacher and a certified transformation life coach, amongst many other things, including a psychic medium, soul activation practitioner, and lots of other good stuff. But most importantly, I'm here as your guide. I've been in the professional field for over 23 years with my own business doing this work professionally. But I was born into a psychic energetic vortex, my aura. Everyone has an aura that belongs to you. So let's talk about energy first. You're born into this beautiful energy field that is called an aura. That's what an aura is. And it belongs to you. It's the vibration that you exude out of your physical form that includes the vibration of your actual energy from within. It radiates off of your soul and your human to about 2 to 3 feet outside of you. It could go extend as far as 6 feet, but typically it's about 2 to 3 feet outside of you. So when I was born into an energy as a soul wanting to come down and have a human experience. I set up pathways for me to be able to fulfill my purpose and my mission here. And that took me on a journey of speaking with my spirit guides, not knowing other people didn't do that as a child, seeing emotion in trees, connecting with animals and nature. And I got to the teenage years and really started to connect a lot more. Opened up to spirituality and had my spiritual awakening. But did you know that there's also a difference between a spiritual awakening and a soul awakening? And I hope today that we start your soul awakening. So, what does that even mean? A spiritual awakening is when you awake for the day, it's becoming aware of the new day. That's the very beginning stages. So, being aware of your spirituality or that there's something more out there, whatever it means to you, whether you find that through organized religion, even if you're anti-religion, you can be spiritual. And I truly believe that if you believe, you might not understand it, and we don't need to understand it as human, having this human experience. That's not for us to know exactly. But if you believe that there is something more, who believes that there's something more than just us? Put in the comments. Maybe you think, it's possible. It's possible. That's all we need. The it's possible outlook. That is our direct connection into tapping in to who we are. That spiritual awakening of just, you don't have to go on these expensive retreats to have a spiritual awakening. Being aware, yes, Bettina, I do. Yeah. Bettina is in our membership group. So we talk about this. We go into this. So Bettina knows the difference between a spiritual awakening and a soul awakening. And if you've had that soul awakening, it doesn't have to be, a professional, expensive thing, that there is no finish line. It's just the beginning of a knowing that there's something more out there. And I believe that once you acquire that belief, no matter where you focus it, we are all talking about the same thing. We just process it in a way and understand it in a way that is comfortable and safe for ourselves. So we might use different terms. We might have different religious bias. We might have different spiritual bias. But I definitely believe that we are, in fact, even if we see and describe something different, the energy behind it develops for you, the individual, in the way that you can receive it. But it all stems from the same place. So having that spiritual awakening is a beautiful thing. Having a soul awakening is also a beautiful thing. And that's to have the awareness that our soul is something, one in the same but different, autonomous from that general spiritual awakening. So welcome to, if you take one thing away from today, or whenever you watch this on replay, that when you are doing this today, you are in fact starting your soul awakening. Welcome. We've been waiting for you. I always like to say your soul has been calling. Isn't it time to answer her call? Today is the day. So I would love to do, at the end of this live stream, we're going to do a little exercise. But in order to do that exercise, you may or may not have done this with me before. Pull out your cell phone. I know you have a cell phone close by. Take a picture of yourself just right now. It doesn't matter. Just take a little selfie. And if you have done this with me before, do it again, because your soul, when she comes through at the end of this to give you a message or just to see yourself, you will be on that next level of a message or a visual for yourself. So do it again. We can do this a million times and you are going to benefit every single time. So take that selfie. We'll give you a minute if you have to go run and grab your phone, an iPad, something. Take a little snapshot. Okay. So who are you? Who are you? We go by a name that was given to us at birth. That's the name we carry on through this incarnation. But that doesn't mean that's maybe the name that resonates with you. I used to tell my mom, my poor mom, I used to say, I don't feel like why am I a Christy? I want a different name. I didn't resonate with that name. But what I didn't really realize is because my soul goes by something else, this is my human name. I had no idea. My mom didn't know. She just thought I was being rude, I'm sure, because she so lovingly birthed me into this world and I'm complaining about my name. My dad had a different response. He said, "Well, what would you like your name to be?" Ooh, that threw me off. I thought, what do I resonate? What is my name? So I have a little challenge for you. We know your human name. At some point throughout today, this evening, maybe tomorrow morning, allow yourself to be open to receiving what your soul name might be, or something that your soul resonates with. It might still be the same name. You might really resonate with that. But let's see. Let's try this little challenge and put in the comments. Go into our Soul Shifters community on Facebook. It's where we all come together to meet. Let us know what your soul name is, or what you like, what just really vibes with your mood, your feeling for this time period. So, who is your human? Your human self is the physical, genetic DNA of your body. Circling all the way back to everything around you in your aura is energy. And everything you can see, touch, feel, and not see, touch, and feel is made up of energy. It has been scientifically proven. Don't take the word of a psychic medium or a master energy healer or all of you amazing women. It is science. We know. We can feel it. We know, and we trust and we believe. But scientifically proven that on a subatomic level, that's smaller than an atom, everything is energy. And the way the vibration of the energy, the frequency, high, low, slow, fast, that vibration comes together as energy to start building things that we can see. Heavier things are slower, denser vibrations. It's packed so tight, heavy, and slow. That's our skin, a table, the things you can visually see. But what about the things you can't see? How do you know that there's energy around you? You can't see it. It's in the etheric layer, the higher vibration. But can you feel wind? Yes. Wind, even though you can't see it, you can see if it hits a denser, heavier vibration. You can feel it because you're denser, heavier. That's your human you. That doesn't mean that air doesn't exist because we can't see it. And it's energy. It's just on a higher, lighter frequency. So if we go on that notion, what happens if it gets higher, lighter, higher, lighter, 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 higher, higher? That goes beyond our atmosphere into the everything of collective divine energy, whether we call that heaven, universe, whatever you may refer to that, divine energy. You might just call it nature, space. That's just higher frequencies. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist because we can't see it, touch it, or feel it. So our human self in our genetic DNA, we are programmed. We have autopilot living. There's a lot of talk about autopilot living these days. It's us recognizing that we have learned a belief system because of how we were raised and a moral code of conduct on how we want to present ourselves in this world, in this life. So we do routines, rituals. Before we know it, we're putting our socks on, driving to work, or doing our regular routines on autopilot. Well, so did our ancestors, which also included their belief system. Think about this. You know a thought is there. It's real for you. But can you see it, touch it, or feel it? No, but it's energy. And you know it's real because it's there for you. But someone else won't probably see it, hear it, or feel it unless they're trying to tap into psychically picking up on you, which do not do, please, please, please. There is a psychic moral code of conduct out of respect for everyone. No one should be entering into someone else's energy field that includes their thinking or even for healing without the other person's permission. Whenever I work with anyone or with you all, as you will see at the end when we tune into the higher vibrations, I will ask you to say out loud, yes, that I am allowed to go into your energy field for that exercise. And then we close it out. But that doesn't mean it's not there. And going through the line of your ancestors' generation, your human body is programmed and it carries through not just their belief system, their genetic, if you're short, tall, wide, thin. It also comes with their traumas because you were created in the womb of your biological mother, whether you grew up in that family or not. So you are passed down all of their fears because it's shown, the elders show the younger ones throughout the generations what to be afraid of, what lessons to learn. So our body is pre-programmed. That is our physical essence. That is our human self. And that human self has a pre-recorded, you're like a computer, your body is. That's why we can download our body with what we want it to do, see, feel. But it's already kind of pre-programmed. When you receive a computer, it already has kind of the basics, or at least it used to. Old school, it would start with the basics and then you could add on stuff. That's kind of like how our human is. So that is our human self, and we are tied to that human self and everything that goes along with our genetics and our ancestors, the beliefs and the traumas and the celebrations, the traditions, all of that good stuff, and the not so good stuff. So our human self is pre-programmed through DNA genetics. So who is our soul self? Our soul self is the energy from that higher vibration that is plucked from all of the consciousness you desired to create yourself as an autonomous, energetic being with unique coding. If you want to learn more about human design or soul coding, go to the link below or DM me. We're having a 10-week mastermind coming up on February 20th. Ask me about that. So your soul coding, you manifested and created who you wanted to be, your personality traits, your characteristics, your desires, the things you want to accomplish and give and contribute to this planet. You gave yourself a coding system. So now from the main monitor, I'm not a techie person. You catch my drift. You created an application. You are now your own energetic being who we call our higher self or our over self. That is you. And she holds your soul coding. You will not be someone different when you make the transition into the higher dimensions, crossing over the other side, over the veil, crossing over the bridge. You are always going to be who you are at your soul coding, and you bring that personality down with you that blends with the personality of your human self. So what happens? Your soul self says, I want to learn, and we cannot learn the same type of healing and lessons in the higher realms because, um, as you can only imagine, it's a lot more pleasant up there or here, than it is in the denser where we are, the 3D, this human video game that our higher self is playing. So we get with our spirit guides, we decide, what do I want to do? I have a soul mission. I created myself as a soul being for a reason. So, what human family am I going to choose to drop into and inhabit for my incarnation? To best give me the most challenging lessons with my free will to either overcome, bypass, or not face at all and put on a shelf. Because if your soul mission, if your soul wants to accomplish something, whether you do it in this lifetime or not, she will want to accomplish it at some point. So you and your master spirit guide, who's going to be your best friend and help guide you throughout this incarnation, choose which human self do I want to be to best help me accomplish what I am choosing to accomplish. That is why, if you have heard me or someone else say, we choose our family, it's true, for better or worse. So now my soul self, my energy chooses. And there's a reason why people are born at different times of the day, because the soul and just because someone's supposed to be born on their due date and they're not, doesn't mean they were meant to have the energy of their due date. The soul, once you choose the human you want, your soul determines when you enter into the physical world, because the line up of the cosmic energy, so your horoscope, astrology, all that stuff, you choose that for a reason. Because what that means is, if a planet is here and a planet is here, it's going to be different from what is happening energetically than if the planets are here. And that affects who you are, because once you enter into this world, the energy that greets you becomes a part of you. So think about that. And we discuss that in human design a little bit further and in depth, but it's really neat. But that comes from our soul choosing the time of our birth and the family we go into. Now, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Even if you're watching replay, put it in the comments, and I love answering questions. If you're in my membership, I love to answer questions. Bettina can attest to that. So I have a feeling a question will come up. Well, do I have multiple lives with the same people in the same family? What if you really love someone in this family that you're in, and you don't want to think that you're not going to always be connected to them? You are always connected to them. And we're like a big woven rope. Think about, like, you braid your hair, 3 times over, and then it creates a rope. And all of those little hair strands are intertwined. And that's like our soul family, right? We're connected. We do have soul families. And most often, our soul family is big. So most often, our soul family will oftentimes, throughout different lifetimes, keep revisiting the same people. And that's why most people in your life, in your immediate circle, you've had, for good or bad, what we perceive good or bad, we've had multiple lives with them usually. Or maybe you meet a stranger and you're automatically connected. It's because somewhere on that rope, you've had a past life with them. So your human actually recognizes them, and your soul definitely recognizes them. You resonate on the same vibration. You're probably part of the same soul family. And here in our Soul Shifters community, if you're over in YouTube, just contact me. I'll get you the link to join. We are part of the same soul family because we were brought together. We walk around on this planet like magnets. That's how we manifest things. Positive, good thoughts bring positive, good experiences. Equally negative, bad luck, bad experiences. You wake up and do your same autopilot every day, you can expect the same energy to come towards you. That's why changing your routine, being aware, stopping and actually looking at the flowers is really good for you to get back into the moment, because I promise you one thing, the only time we are truly living is when we're very present in the moment. Do you want to know the secret to what the purpose of life is? And this is not a individual life purpose. This is just the purpose of life is to live. I'll say it again. The purpose of life, in my mind, is to live it, not be afraid of it, overcome our fears, work through our pain, support others, teach when you're able to teach, be an example when you're able to be an example, learn from expanders when you need an example, or when you need a teacher, when you need the support. We are all here together. And it's very important that we lean on each other, even if it's for the teacher, for the student, for the friend, for the mentor, for the mentee. We are here in our Soul Shifters group for a reason together. So yes, you chose your family. You probably had past lives with them. You also are gifted all of the experiences from the actual genetic DNA of our family lineage. So if you're just hopping on now, I would encourage you to go back and watch this replay and learn, hear, listen to it from the beginning. Let things sink in for you. And the difference now, we will move on to the difference between what is life purpose and what is a soul mission. So now we understand who we are as a soul, human self, soul self, a little bit of reincarnation and why and how you were incarnated into the family that you chose and the time you came in at birth. Everything happens for a reason. The purpose of life is to live it. And now, what is an individual life purpose? An individual life purpose is what your soul wanted your human and this incarnation to accomplish more on an individual level. We do go more into this with human design, whether you want to be, I'm a healer teacher. So whether you want to be, I'm just using this as an example because it's an easy one for me since that's what I am. So my life purpose is to teach. First it was healing, and then now teaching healing, and now expanding. So that's my life purpose. It's also one of my life purposes is a major life change and having to do with family and old genetic human. There are traits in my human genetic DNA that I wanted to break the cycle of certain things. So I changed my lifestyle completely a handful of years back. And that was one of my life purposes for this family lineage of mine. And because I made that decision to break that cycle, that was one of my life purposes for me on an individual level, to be able to accomplish that. but also as a purpose for my family lineage. So now my child growing up does not have the same examples woven into our his relatives and all of that that the previous generations had. So for me, that was huge to be able to break that cycle. And that stems from me craving, as I came into this life purpose of creating change. I love to consider us, all of us here in our community, as life change initiators, because you're here because for a reason. There's something that is more out there that you're calling to life change initiate. And that's part of my life purpose. Think about what you think might be yours. It's an individual journey, your life purpose, and it has to do with your human in connection with your soul. Your soul's the gas in the car. So that your soul is going to help out your life purpose, but it also helps out your soul. Now, a soul mission, which you also try to incorporate when you're here, your life purposes change each incarnation. You might repeat some if we haven't learned from it completely on the level we want to. Our soul mission never changes. Our soul mission was the reason why we became autonomous, individual, and separate characteristics. We're all still one as a whole in the collective, in the divine energy, heaven, universe. But when you created yourself to have certain characteristics, that was your soul mission, and that never changes across all incarnations. These are my beliefs. When you hear me talk, what resonates for you, that is your takeaway. If something doesn't resonate with you, just leave it at the door. What lands, allow it to land. So my soul mission is really expanding and sharing what I have learned up until about 38. And then the last handful of years, I was able to step into more out of my life purpose and into my soul mission. It doesn't have to go one and then the other. We're doing them simultaneously. And sometimes throughout our lives, we will revisit one more than the other, but they work hand in hand. Is to expand and empower other women to find their spirituality, open up to something more in life, and meet their soul, maybe for the first time. I remember for years, 20 years, hearing this phrase, you cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. Because I am so stubborn and I wanted to try to do life alone. Although I loved talking to my angels, spirit guides, I would talk to them, but I would never lean on them. I would never ask for help. I would have them help me help others. But then once I started seeking help and my own health, be physical, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual, about 5 years ago, I realized me helping myself by leaning on support, whether it be a community, a human community, a spiritual community, our group community. But I heard that for 20 years until I decided to seek help, get healthy for my body, reconnect into my angels and my spirit guides to help heal me. I've been going through a physical and spiritual growth and process in and out of good and bad health. But that's me purging all of the years that I never tried to heal myself. So I'm making up for it now. So I'm processing. And once you go through you'll get it. You'll understand what I'm saying. And that's why when you go through it, and we are working together within this community, you will know that I understand. I get it. I'm right where you are, were, and will be. So think about your soul mission also. What are you here to do? I couldn't start getting into my soul mission until I started working on myself to then help others. As a teenager, I remember, oh God, I just wanted so bad to have that wacky auntie who read tarot cards and talked to spirit guides. And I was like, darn, but I want to be that for you. That is part of my soul mission. I remember craving that as a teenager. Well, now because I craved that, it's because it was my soul mission and I knew that. So now I can become that. And I'm stepping into my soul mission to be here for you all. So now remember that I'm looking at the comments below. Put comments in below, even if you're watching on replay. So now remember, let's go back to that photo we took of ourselves. If you didn't do it in the beginning, do it now. Take a little photo of yourself or look in the mirror. Take a minute to just look in the mirror and just see who you are right now. And now I invite you to close your eyes. Allow yourself to breathe in nice and slow. And if I have permission to enter into your energy field to activate and awaken your soul energy, say yes to the universe now. As we bring in Reiki energy, begin to feel an energy of white light streaming down above your head. Breathing nice and slow. Breathing in through your nose, clearing our mind. Breathing out through our mouth, clearing our emotions in our body. Now see this almost misty, smoky, white, sparkling energy. Envision it in your mind. A pillar of white light opening up above your head. And I want you to tap 3 times on the top of your head. That's your crown chakra. As if there's a knock, knock, knock from your soul. And just allow, whether you feel it or see it in your mind or ask yourself, give permission for your chakra to open. Just see a door opening at the top of your crown. Continue to breathe in through your nose, nice and gentle, and out through your mouth. As you do this, visualize you clearing space for this white light energy to travel down. Feel it moving down through your third eye now. Feeling it moving down into your throat. You might need to clear your throat. This is just energy clearing. Your sinuses might get clogged up. Know that this is energy clearing. You might see, feel, or hear things. That's normal. You might feel nothing but relaxed. That too is normal. Now allow that energy to travel down into your heart. Feel your heart. Feel it right now. Opening up as if your chest, your shoulders want to open. Breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. And now allow that energy to settle. into the top of your stomach, right where you would consider your gut, where you get the gut feelings. And now we're going to breathe in through our nose, and on our exhale, we're going to have an audible exhale and imagine your energy like an electric, energetic soul slide. When you go, feel the energy coming from above and dropping into your stomach. We'll do it together, breathing in and exhaling out. Letting that energy settle into your stomach. You might notice that your energy dropped into a relaxed state. Let's do it 2 more times, breathing in through your nose. And slide. See that energy sliding down into your stomach. See that soul slide down to the bottom. Last time, we are inviting our soul energy in now, breathing in and sliding down. Now I want you to feel the energy that has settled and dropped right at your gut, the top of your stomach. And begin to see a color of your soul energy and your higher self. Remember, she still is up in the higher dimensions, streaming in to fill up your gut energy. Maybe you imagine a little character of yourself living in there. Let her wake up. Place your hands right at the top of your stomach. And begin to breathe in from your gut and your heart, as if that is where your breath is coming from, keeping your mouth closed now, allowing your stomach to expand, moving energy around. We're programming our body, our human self, to recognize our soul self energy. And now, as we breathe in through our nose and out through our nose, imagine this energy expanding throughout every cell and molecule of your entire physical human self, all while keeping your loving hands on your solar plexus and heart chakra that's at the top of your stomach, and your heart, the center of your chest. What does your soul feel like? Do you feel that lightness in your body now? And I'm going to count you down from 3. And when we get to 1, I want you to either look back into that mirror or look at your photo of yourself. 3. Breathing in our soul, energy of love. See if you're seeing any flowers, colors. 2, breathing in that loving soul energy. And 1. Open your eyes. Find that photo or go back to the mirror. And I want you to see your human self through your soul's eyes. Look at her. Tell her from your soul's voice, thank you. Say it out loud to her. Thank you for being my best friend and partner in this life. Talk to your human self. Your soul self wants her to know, and repeat this: you have done the best you can. And I love you for that. Thank you for always showing up for me. Thank you. You are doing great. Repeat that. You are doing great. And the last thing from your soul, tell your human out loud: let's go participate in creating a fun new future. So let's go participate in creating a new, fun future. And ask yourself, your human self from your soul, are you with me? Let your human self respond. Say, are you with me? Your body will tell you. You might hear it, you might feel it, you might see something, or you might just know. And now, place the photo down or step away from the mirror. Sit down on the floor or keep your feet on the floor, and we're going to close our eyes once again, and we're going to close up the portals. So as we started this and opened up that crown chakra, I want you to see the door closing now as we thank our guides, our higher self, the angels, for protection, and our intuition and soul voice for coming through with any messages. As we close that door, and then we see at the bottoms of our feet growing roots into Mother Earth, and really feel that magnetic connection. Feel those roots growing down into the core of Mother Earth. Anchor in, and we're going to do 3 earth breaths in. Just imagine the energy from Mother Earth is coming through your breath. Let's do it together. In 1. And expand it out through your body, into your aura. 2 more, just like that. Last one. Open your eyes, wiggle your fingers, your toes. Take a sip of any water you may have around you, or any drink, tea, coffee, whatever. When you do drink fluids, it's one way to get back into the earth body. You might be a little floaty right now. That's okay. Give yourself some time. You might be a little dizzy. All of this is normal. We have closed down and shut the portal, so don't worry about your energy being out. You're in a container of your own auric energy, and you are grounded, but you might need a few minutes to acclimate to your human surroundings. What we do have coming up in our community, an offshoot, is if you were interested in learning more, we all want to know who our authentic self is. And our authentic self is truly the combination of our human self and our soul self. That's our human design and our soul coding, so that we can create a cosmic blueprint and energy codes, or soul coding, and our human design. Learn who we are as a human, so that we know we can build a strategy in our life. We all work differently. And my strategy for how I can build action steps is part of my human design. And we learn that in our 10-week mastermind coming up. You as an individual will have your own human design that you will get on day 1 of our human design. It's called Journey to Self. We've been doing these little live streams, but it's going to be the mastermind. You can click on, or put this link in below, DM me, click on the link, or DM me and I'll give you the link, or answer any questions. We do have payment plans, so don't worry about that. VIP pricing right now through this weekend. Then it goes up to regular price. But we learn about what your human design is, that your human self, so that you individually will have different strategies about how to approach life and people. You'll also learn about what your techniques are, where your power centers are, where you're open, what influences you different than other people. So when you want to know, like, who am I really? The whole first 4 weeks, we talk about that. It's a game plan for living. And then we move into our soul coding. We learn about who we are on a soul level. And then at the end, we combine that with a big attunement and activation into learning your unique life purpose, your soul mission, and we create a soul success plan to get you there. You won't have to worry about who you are anymore. You won't have to worry about a strategy of best human strategy, action steps to help you throughout life, incarnated life. And then we tap into who you are on a soul essence level and create a game plan for both. So ask me, get a hold of me if you want to learn more about that. We start very soon. Until I see you again, please remember to take all of you with you, no matter where you go. You are important and you are on purpose. I will see you soon. Bye for now.